Aubrey Plaza has always been known for her dry humor, her dark wit, and her ability to command the screen in a way that feels both haunting and hilarious. From her breakout role in Parks and Recreation to her more recent critically acclaimed performances, she's always seemed untouchable, mysterious, strong, and in control. But behind the curtain, life has dealt her a devastating blow. The loss of her husband has left her in a place that very few can fully understand. In her own words, she is functioning, but it's a daily struggle. And that one sentence captures so much of the hidden pain that grief brings. When we think of celebrities, we often imagine red carpets, flashing lights, and a level of resilience that feels superhuman. But Aubrey Plaza's recent openness reminds us that even those we admire on screen are still human, still fragile, and still trying to navigate a world that feels emptier without the person they loved most. For Aubrey, this isn't about moving on quickly, or about pretending everything is fine. She's admitted that each day brings its own set of challenges. Some mornings it's just about getting out of bed. Some nights it's about learning how to fall asleep in silence. And in between, there are those constant reminders, the little things her husband used to say, the way he made her laugh, the shared routines that now feel like echoes of another life. Grief, for anyone, doesn't follow a straight line. There are days when you think you're starting to heal, and then suddenly, the weight crashes back down with no warning. Aubrey has said she's doing her best to keep working, to keep showing up, because in a way, functioning is the only option. But functioning isn't the same as living. Surviving day by day, step by step. Her career hasn't stopped. She continues to take on roles, to attend events, to keep creating. And maybe that's part of her healing process, using her craft as a way to process everything she's feeling inside. Acting has always allowed her to tap into deep, sometimes dark emotions, and now it may serve as both an escape and a form of therapy. Friends close to her say that Aubrey is surrounded by love, but the truth is, when you lose a spouse, no amount of support can completely fill that void. It's a bond, a connection that is simply irreplaceable. And even though people try to comfort you with words like, "He'd want you to be strong," or "time will heal," the reality is that healing is messy. It's painful. Slow. What makes Aubrey's story so powerful is that she's not pretending otherwise. She's not putting on a fake smile for the world and insisting she's fine. She's letting people see the reality, that she is surviving, but it's hard. And in sharing that truth, she's giving voice to so many others who are going through the same kind of loss in silence. Imagine the contrast for her. Being on a set, surrounded by cameras and laughter, while knowing that when the lights go off, she goes home to a different reality. That duality is exhausting. And yet she continues. Because grief doesn't mean the world stops turning. Bills still come, responsibilities still pile up. And for someone like Aubrey, the demand of fame never fully disappears. And yet, her honesty shows a kind of strength. To admit that she is struggling, to admit that functioning doesn't mean thriving, that takes courage. Too often in Hollywood, vulnerability is hidden. People want the illusion of perfection. But Aubrey has never played by Hollywood's rules, and she's not about to start now. Her story resonates because it's real. Anyone who has lost someone knows what she means when she says it's a daily struggle. You learn to live with the pain, but it doesn't vanish. Some days you carry it quietly, and other days it feels like it might crush you. For Aubrey Plaza, this chapter of her life will likely shape everything that comes next. Her art, her outlook, even her relationship with her fans. And maybe, just maybe, by being open about her grief, she'll help others feel less alone in theirs. So where does she go from here? No one can say. Healing doesn't follow a timeline, and love doesn't have an expiration date. But what we do know is that Aubrey Plaza is still here, still creating, still showing up. And even if she describes it as functioning, That in itself is an act of bravery. In the end, her words remind us all of something simple but powerful, that even in the darkest times, continuing on is an act of strength. And for Aubrey Plaza, each day she faces is proof of that strength, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment.